Pleased now to be joined by Rany Saadeh up in action at UAE Warriors 22 coming up in September, up against Bellator veteran Shawn. Rany, great to see you. How's everything going? Where are you at now? Are you in Germany?
I'm in Germany right now, all good, training hard, getting ready for September the 4th. Yeah, looking forward to fighting at UAE Warriors again. And yeah, it's 10 o'clock right now here in Germany. Yeah, waiting for my first training session a little bit later today as it is middle of the week. But yeah.
Is this a matchup that you're relishing up against a guy with so much experience like that? How do you feel about Shawn as the opponent? And when you got the contract, was it someone that excited you?
I'm a little bit surprised people are talking about him having so much experience, because he doesn't have more MMA fights than I do. He has been fighting since 2012. I've been fighting professionally since 2011. Doing my first amateur fights in 2008 or 2009. So I feel like I'm the more experienced guy coming into this matchup.
I
Yeah,
suppose
sure,
it's
it excites me, because I want to fight somebody from the bigger leagues, Bellator veteran, a UFC veteran. That's the matchup I was looking for. And I feel like this matchup, I have all the advantages on my side. So it's a very good matchup for me.
I guess it's a case of, he's 38 years old. I guess people equate age with experience, but it's not always the case, as we know. And you're a champion in Bama as well. How important was that for your development, to taking you to the next level, to win a world title like that in a decent organization like Bama?
Um, it was, of course, it's very important. It was very important to me, but to be honest, that was quite long ago. I don't even remember. That's probably 7, 8 years ago, and I've developed so much more during that time. And being a champion wasn't that big of a part of my development when you look back at the last 8 years or 7 years. Um, so yeah, it's always good to have a belt, trophies in your living room, but I wouldn't say it has helped me that much developing in my career. It was just a little bit of extra, putting something special to my name. But yeah, in terms of experience, skill, there's way more stuff that was more important to me.
What is most important to you in the sport? What is your ultimate goal in MMA?
Um, I make no, like, when talking about goals, I make no secret about it. I want to fight in the UFC. That's what I've been uh, looking for since starting that sport in my youth. But yeah, right now, most important to me is uh, being able to develop my skill set. Traveling, training with a lot of people all over the world. Getting that input and finding the special key. I want to find that key that opens every door for me. That unlocks every opponent. A bit like Habib did. You know, um, just finding that key. You know, that's what I'm looking for right now.
You spent some time at Tristar, right, in Montreal. It's a good place to look for it, right, with the likes of Firas Zahavi and GSP there. Did you pick up something? Did you evolve when you were there?
Definitely, I would say it was probably the most influencing camp I've had. I've spent a lot of time training at different locations all over the world. But it was just 4 weeks at TriStar that has changed my whole approach to the game. Um, Especially training with guys like Firas, especially Firas. He's a mastermind. Also picking up the knowledge from GSP And also all the other fighters, you know, Tristar has so many other fighters that are not fighting in the UFC, but that are really good, you know, and really smart. They have a smart approach to training and a smart approach to fighting, and that has influenced me a lot, you know. I would definitely go there again, you know. I'm just waiting for Canada's borders to reopen, probably next month, mid next month, and then I'll be back there training at Tristar.
You spent some time back in the day training in Phuket as well, right? Phuket top team. I saw one of your old vlogs. How are your vlogs coming along these days? Do you still do that? And what was your experience like in Thailand? Would you want to go back there?
But I was never a video blogger or anything like that, you know. It was just something fun I did back then when I was in Thailand, and yeah, I love Phuket, you know. I love Thailand. I love training in Phuket. To me, it feels like my second home. But yeah, the problem is every time I go there, I catch something silly, infections and stuff. So uh, I don't think it's like, for me, it's not the best place to get prepared for a fight because I always come back sick. And yeah, I want to go there again, just spend some time, like vacations, uh, have a good time training, working on my Muay Thai, you know. But when it comes to preparing for fights, it's not the place for me anymore.
UAE Warriors seems to be a good place for you at the moment. Coming into this one off a win, how far away do you think you are from a belt? And do you think you found a home for now with UAE Warriors?
Definitely. I think I'm very happy to be with UAE Warriors now. Um, I wouldn't say I'm far away from a belt, you know. I don't know if I want the belt, you know. I just want to fight. I want to present myself on that stage. UAE Warriors is great. Palm Sports in general, you know, they do so many things over there. And for me, like, I'm not just a fighter, you know. I want to um, do something for my future, you know. I want to build something, and I feel like Palm Sports is the right address for me at the moment, you know. And especially UAE Warriors, I have a big family in the Middle East and a big fan base. And UAE Warriors um, broadcasting on Abu Dhabi Sports, you know, TV channel that you can watch all over the Middle East. You know, I got a big family in Palestine uh, that watched my last fight live. You know, and that was a special feeling for me. You know, that my family was able to watch me on TV. You know, and celebrating. So yeah, UAE Warriors are doing big things right now. They're getting bigger, and I think it's the perfect place for me right now.
Have you got a call out in mind? Do you see yourself going to get a big finish against Bunch? And somebody like Ray Borg is a huge name that just joined the organization. Is that a fight that interests you?
Yeah, I spoke to Ray Borg himself after his last fight. I was like, my name will be in the mix. You know, I wanted to fight him. Um, I was looking for a UFC veteran. So Ray Borg is definitely there. Let's see. Maybe he wants to move down to flyweight. Maybe he fights for the belt next. I don't even know if he keeps fighting for UAE Warriors, but yeah, I don't care that much about the opponents. You know, I took that fight right now against Shawn Bunch. Um, not thinking too much, you know, about who's gonna be my next opponent, and even going into the next fight after this one, I don't care. You know, if I don't go to the UFC after that one, I'll let just UAE Warriors and the matchmaking choose whoever is next for me.
How did you get the nickname Prince?
Um, that's a that's a funny story, actually. I'm not I'm not always telling the complete story, but back then fighting at Bama, people didn't really recognize me as a fighter, you know, especially especially taking photos and stuff. So someone said to me once, you don't look like a fighter on those pictures, you look like a prince. So that nickname stuck to me.
Awesome. Do you have your trajectory planned out in terms of how you're getting to the UFC? Do you think you're close in terms of, you know, a big finish here, then maybe one more after that? Are you on their radar? Do you know, have you had any conversations with Sean Shelby and those guys?
Not really. Like, to be honest, I don't really understand how the signings with the UFC works, you know. But I've just signed a new management with Ruby Sports. Danny Rubenstein was in Las Vegas, and I'll just let him do the work for that. You know, I'll just see whatever comes up next, and I'll fight. You know, if I feel like it, if I don't feel like it, I don't do it. I'm just that kind of person. You know, to be honest, I have been very active lately the last few years. So I'm trying to get more active now, doing 2, 3 fights a year at least, and then let's see. I think skill wise, I'm on that level for the UFC. Let's just get a few wins under my belt.